life is too short
Yeah.
to allow us ourselves to be consumed with anger, and anger only hurts us. It doesn't hurt anything or situation or person that you're angry at. It only injures the person angry.
Well,
So,
it does. It actually does more than that because you said you have 7 kids. I
mhm,
mean, when you're an angry parent or an angry husband or wife, you can damage your relationship,
yeah,
end up divorced. You can damage your kids. You can,
yeah,
because they'll model that
that's true.
you're not really modeling emotional health. You're modeling the opposite, and your
That's
kids.
true.
Not only that, but kids have a tendency when we blow up and get angry at our kids when they're young, they have a tendency to feel like it was their fault, even though
Mhm.
obviously it was our stuff that was going
Yeah,
on.
that's very true, but I still think the biggest victim in an anger situation is the person angry. You
Yeah.
know, I do agree with you, other people are affected, but really you're hurting
Yeah, yeah, it definitely damages us. I mean, it
yeah, for
causes
sure.
all kinds of problems. And like I said, it can cost us our job, our career,
Yeah,
money. I mean, you can get in, you haul off and hit somebody out of anger, or you be in big legal jeopardy and cause a lot
sure.
of legal expenses. So I mean, there's tremendous not and as a doctor, I'm aware of all the health consequences of stress and particularly anger. In terms of high blood pressure, heart disease, strokes, nasty stuff.
So if someone wanted to work with you, would they work in person with you? Would they work virtually with you? Would they work one-on-one? Would they work in a group? What are the different ways to work with you?
Yeah, well, I have an anger a program that helps people really turn their anger issues around and really get rid of them. So it's not managing anger, which really is just managing the symptoms. It's not punching a punching bag or counting to 10 or taking deep breaths or any of that just symptom stuff. It's really let's get at the causes of why you're getting angry and what's
Mhm,
going on inside. What are the internal drivers of anger? And mostly we haven't been educated about that,
mhm.
and so we're blind to specifically how we're thinking and how we're behaving in such ways to produce anger. So I teach people how to identify that. And then I teach them how to use that model to just make their anger go away whenever they want. And the more they practice that, and they do it over time, then after a while, they just aren't reacting angrily to the same things that used to trigger them
Mhm.
because they're seeing things differently, understanding things differently. And now they're just not, it just doesn't provoke them anymore. So it's,
Perspective.
yes, it's a lot of perspective change, but it takes time to develop it, but you can learn the system that I put together in a short time. So I have a 10-session program where I can completely train people on how to use the system. And then once they learn it, they have it for the rest of their life to use and
So
benefit from.
so
So I do
10
it one-on-one. I do it one-on-one. I can also do it in a group if there's enough people at the same time
mhm.
that want to do it. It lends itself to either of those formats, but it's definitely interaction with me, sharing, explaining the system, teaching people how to use it, and then taking them through multiple examples. Like tell me a time you were angry in the last week, or tell me a time you were angry 10 years ago, whatever it is.
Mhm.
We work it through the system, and they get to see what the causes were, and then we look at those causes, and they get to say, well, that's not true, or that was an exaggeration, or that was an unrealistic expectation, or that was something that automatically got triggered in the back of my mind. And when I look at it now, it's like, yeah, that's probably not the way it happened, or not why somebody did what they did, or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
So the program one-on-one or in a
Well,
group, is that in person or virtually or both?
I can
Or
do it both. I've done it both, but virtual now we can do it virtually, very simply, just like you and I
okay.
are talking. Just like you and I are talking now. I would say to you, tell me a time when you were angry, and then we'd work through it after I've taught you the system and everything,
Mhm.
and we'd work through it, and you get to practice, and you get to see, yeah, this makes sense. It works.